You want to understand what the market environment is. If the market's bullish, you want to trade long. If it's bearish, you want to trade short. A lot of people can understand what the environment is. They don't understand when it changes, or they know it's changing, but they don't want to believe it. And when this happens, this is where you need to take action. This is where you need to shift your strategy. This is where you need to get out of your positions. Trade with the market environment and know where it changes. So let's talk about this. This one in particular, it so often solves the issues with traders and their performance. And why is that? Well, traders learn a pattern or they learn a system and then they run it and they know it works. They believe it works and it works and it works and it works and it stops. And it stops working. And then they don't know why it stopped working. Well, usually what's happened when it stops working is the environment that it was favorable for the system or favorable for the pattern has shifted. And we're no longer in that environment. So we could have a pattern, for example, that identifies oversold conditions in stocks. And so when the stock gets oversold, we buy it. Well, if we're in a bullish environment, that pattern will work really well. When the stock sells off, it'll reject and come right back. And a pattern like that can work really well. But when we're in a bearish environment, what will happen is the stock will get oversold and it won't bounce. It'll sit there, or it may even go lower, but it will not show the reversion that it showed before. And why is that? Because the environment shifted. So one really simple frame is to understand the market environment and then trade congruent with it. So many people love mean reversion trading. Well, mean reversion works great when you're in a congestion. It works great when the market's overbought or oversold. But if you're not in a congestion and you're not overbought or oversold, mean reversion doesn't work very well. So a lot of mean reversion traders, they have a high win rate. And they'll win, and then wham, they get killed. And why is this? Because they're selling essentially what ends up being a breakout or a shift in environment. So for you, you want to understand what the market environment is. If the market's bullish, you want to trade long. If it's bearish, you want to trade short. If it's congestive, you want to trade around the range. You want to buy the bottom of the range, sell the top of the range. Keeping this very simple, but this is a general idea. We also want to understand the volatility environments. Is the market quiet? Is the market normal? Is the market volatile? Okay, when we compare directional environments with volatility environments, we start to understand very well what kind of systems or what kind of patterns we should pursue for that environment. For example, with us, we had a major shift. The market has just been going relentlessly higher. So it was bullish, and volatility in general was coming in. So it was bullish to normal or bullish to quiet. And so it was a great environment to trade longs. So one is know what the market environment is, in this case, bullish, and then trade bullish strategies. Number two, know where the market environment changes or where it shifts. And when this happens, this is where you need to take action. This is where you need to shift your strategy. This is where you need to get out of your positions. So for us, we were long, but then on Friday, everything shifted. We were no longer in a bullish environment. We now are in an environment that is short-term bearish. Long-term is still bullish, but short-term it's bearish. And so we're not going to be long. Or if we have some longs, we're going to have them against shorts. Okay, so the environment shifted. And what did we do? We got out. And then look at today. Market's down big today. This is what happens. Okay, so we understood the environment and we understood where it shifted. A lot of people can understand what the environment is. They don't understand when it changes. That's the harder part. Or they know it's changing, but they don't want to believe it because they know this is going to mean they can't make money anymore. Okay, so then they fight it. One, how do you identify the current market environment? And two, how do you identify where it shifts? I want you to think about it. If you know where it shifts, you can have plans in advance set up such when it shifts, you already know the action you're going to take. You take that action, you're out, you're free, clear, ready to respond to the next environment. Great traders can trade any environment, not just the bullish environment, not just the bearish environment. There you have it. So every Tuesday I come to you with a trader tip that helps you take your performance to an elite level. We did that today, and I'll see you next Tuesday.